Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, it is with the utmost satisfaction that I find myself today in the position of presiding at the opening of this exhibition. The President of the Executive Committee, in the address to which we have listened with interest, has recalled the fact that 19 years ago my father of revered memory presided at the opening of a similar exhibition in Mysore and has reminded us of the heartfelt interest that he took in the undertaking. For some time past, it has been my earnest desire to see the Dasara exhibition revived its place, if possible, on a permanent footing, and it was therefore with peculiar satisfaction that I sanctioned the proposals which have resulted in what we see around us today. Our objects and hopes have been very clearly explained by the President in his address, and I need add little to what he has said. It is not to be expected that exhibitions of this kind should have an immediate or revolutionary influence on the agriculture and industries of the country, but they offer to all classes an opportunity of seeing what their neighbors are producing. To craftsmen, they are of especial use in indicating the directions in which their skill may be most usefully directed, whilst distributors may learn from them of new markets on the one hand, and on the other of new sources of supply. Whatever disappointments may be in store for us, I have no doubt whatever of their educative value and of their far-reaching influence in the cause of progress, I attach great importance to the policy that we propose to follow of holding these exhibitions annually. Experience shows that when they are held at long intervals, the lessons learned from the successes or failures of one year are forgotten. When the opportunity of profiting by them next occurs, exhibitors are apt to remember their disappointments and the trouble and expense incurred rather than the benefits gained, and the result is inexperience on the part of the executive and misdirected energy or apathy on that of exhibitors. It is our hope that an annual exhibition will produce continuity of effort and steady progress on both sides. I do not doubt that the President of the committee will take steps to make the lesson learned each year readily available to exhibitors. As editor and originator of the Agricultural Gazette, he is already doing most valuable work in communicating every kind of useful information to the cultivators of the state, and I hope that he will embody in a sense of exhibition, bulletins, or similar lines the experience gained each year with regard to the several classes of exhibits. While I and my government appreciate the utility of exhibitions, we recognize the need for continuous effort in other directions. It is with a view to meet this need that, to mention a few instances, a scientific agricultural department has been gradually equipped, that technical schools have been instituted at convenient centers, that a veterinary department is in process of information, that the geological and forest departments have for years been taking stock of the resources of the state, and last but not least, that efforts are being made to organize industrial and agricultural capital. Though this last subject may not seem at first sight immediately connected with the exhibition, I make an apology for drawing your attention to the existence of the cooperative societies, regulations, and a highly qualified officer specially deputed to advise and assist those who desire to take advantage of its provisions. I have little doubt in my own mind that the main difficulty which at present prevents large classes of the community from successful competition in industrial and other enterprises is the deficiency of organized capital and the want of confidence between man and man, of which that deficiency is no small measure. The result under the cooperative system, any local body of craftsmen and or agriculturists, however poor and however limited in numbers, has the means of acquiring gradually and from small beginnings sufficient capital to provide for future progress, and I would urge on all educated and enlightened men, whether immediately concerned or not with agriculture or commerce, the duty of promoting these societies to the extent of their ability. Apart from the material return, which is their immediate object, such societies have in every country where they have taken root proved great moral educators and promoters of mutual confidence, self-reliance, and honest enterprise. Government have given the facilities, and it is for you to take advantage of them. Before I conclude, I desire to express our gratitude to the various governments and administrations headed by the supreme government as well as to the agricultural and other departments under their control, and no less to the Madras and Southern Railways for their prompt and generous cooperation in our efforts to make the exhibition a success. Thanks. Respected sir, at the very outset, I thank you very much for the initiative taken to shoulder the responsibility of conducting the computer examination and issuing of certificates to that extent to the students who passed the examination. In fact, this was a long awaited move from the board, which is finally announced now. By this move, there is a sigh of relief not only to the students who aspire for the computer emanated jobs as well as to the employers, including government organizations, as the certificates are issued by the government body. Now I seek your kind permission for sharing my views on some of the aspects written below. First of all, I would like you to examine whether it is possible to arrange the days of the first and second paper, English shorthand and Kannada shorthand, consecutively, so that in case of appointing the reader for both English and Kannada shorthand, he can be facilitated by avoidance of journey back to the headquarters and again making journey to the examination center after a gap of just 2 or 3 days, or overstaying at the examination center for the purpose of reading the remaining examination paper. If this proposal is implemented, it will not only minimize the much inconvenience and hardship being caused to the reader, but also reduce the expenditure on traveling allowance front. Secondly, for the purpose of setting the question paper, you are allowing some amount per question paper set. Instead of this, you may go for a gigantic sum as a package, so that it will boost the question paper setter's mind and can cause better set of qualitative, non-repeated, newer and enriched sets of questions, and could bring the board's standard to a greater height. Lastly, I request you to examine considering conduction of English shorthand first paper examination at 60 words, 90 words and 120 words per minute as against the existing graded rate of examinations, so that it will be at par with the students who are studying the shorthand subject with the technical examination board. Please have a face-to-face talk if required. Thank you. Yours.